Here are 3 toxic coworkers to avoid in the office. Number 1, the gossiper. They know all the office tea and they will share yours too, so be careful what you tell them. Number 2, the manipulator. They'll use office information for their own personal advantage. They're literally in it to win it. Number 3, brown nosers. They'll flatter you before they throw you under the bus.
Your toxic coworker said something rude or they insulted you. Here's how you're going to instantly shut them down and make them immediately regret their life choices. The thing about toxic people is that most people don't want to admit to the fact that they're toxic. So they're going to do their best to conceal their toxicity. They're going to be really passive aggressive and try to sneak it by so that people don't notice exactly what they're saying when you know exactly what they're saying. So the first thing you're going to do is say, I didn't catch that. Can you repeat it? It's really important here that you do this in the most neutral tone possible. Now, right here, one of 2 things is going to happen. Most likely, they are going to backtrack. They do not want to repeat themselves now that all the attention is on them. Oh, it was nothing. Don't worry about it. They know that you know, and they know what you're doing. They're not going to come for you again. But what do you do if they do repeat themselves? You ask them a clarifying question. What do you mean by that? Let them explain their toxicity in detail. And if they want to say that they were joking, you just can't take a joke, here's what you say. Can you explain the funny part to me?
Have you ever been in a team meeting with a toxic person? Here's how you should deal with it. Toxic people don't ever want to appear toxic to other people because they care about their egos. So they're going to do this in a sneaky way, in a passive aggressive way. So when someone says something passive aggressive in front of a group to you, it can feel really humiliating. But remember, they're likely projecting their own shame onto you. So here's what you should say. Say very calmly, and take a deep breath if you have to before you say it. I don't really understand what you're saying. Can you please clarify that? And it's okay to say this because passive aggression is not clear, direct communication. So essentially what you're doing is you're putting them on the spot so they have an opportunity to A, retract and behave, or B, double down and continue with their passive aggression. And just remember, everyone is watching. So they're gonna watch to see how this person responds. If they back down and they're like, oh, no, this is what I really meant, then they have some decency and some shame, and they realize that they stepped out of line. On the other hand, if they double down and they respond with more passive aggression or overt aggression, we've got a problem on our hands. This part is really important because you don't want to blame the person, you want to blame the problem. So you can say something like, it feels like there is a disconnect here, that there is a conflict, and we need to deal with it. And what you're doing is that you're not blaming the other person, you're not shaming the other person, you're naming that there's a situation that is causing a conflict.
You want to combat a workplace bully and shut them right the hell up, here's exactly what you're going to do. You are going to pretend that you don't even register what they're saying as being rude. Because people like that, whether they realize it or not, want attention, negative or positive, because they are deeply insecure. So when they make a bitchy or sidebar comment, you can look at them deadpan and be like, oh, sorry, what did you mean by that? I was just confused. Or, sorry, I wasn't listening. Could you just repeat that? Literally act stupid. Force them to have to explain themselves. Force them to out themselves.
Hey friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking. Kindly subscribe to this beautiful channel. So in today's video, we're talking about how to deal with a toxic co-worker at work. So, at work, we just have those people who like gossiping about their friends, who like talking bad things about their friends, who like just, maybe you are passing a statement and they just come to make you feel bad. So how can you deal with such people? Because in every workplace there are such people, or someone who just want the management to like them, they're going to make some lies for you and they just want the management to like them. So how can you deal with that? So today I just also want to add on, because I had to make those videos which are just from watching from different content creators. So first things first, you need to recognize the signs of a toxic coworker. This can include constant negativity, gossiping, undermining others, taking credit for your work, or creating a hostile environment. Being able to identify these behaviors early is crucial, because it allows you to address the issue before it escalates. One of the most important things to remember is to maintain your professionalism. This means not stooping to their level, even when it's tempting. Keep your interaction with them polite and focused on your work. If they try to provoke you, stay calm and composed. Remember, your goal is to maintain a healthy work environment for yourself and your colleagues. Another thing, guys, that I want to talk about is setting boundaries is important. Make it clear what behavior you will not tolerate. For instance, if they often interrupt you, politely but firmly Let them know that you need to finish your point before they speak. If they are constantly negative, try to limit your interactions with them. It's important to protect your own mental health and well-being. In other situations involving a toxic coworker, documentation is your best friend. Keep a record of any incident, including dates, times, and details of what happened. This can be invaluable if you need to escalate the issue to the HR or management. It's also a way to ensure you are not doubting yourself or second guessing the severity of the situation. Another thing is, don't hesitate to seek support from your colleagues or trusted mentor. Often, others might be experiencing the issues with the toxic coworker. Sharing experiences can provide mutual support and might also be helpful when addressing the issue correctly. Sometimes having Ali can make huge difference in how you manage the situation. So you need to make this quick. If you feel comfortable, try having a direct conversation with a coworker. Sometimes people are not aware of how their behavior affect others. Approach them calmly and explain how their actions are impacting you and the team. Use I statement to avoid sounding accusatory. Like, I feel undermined when my contributions are overlooked. If the behavior does not improve, it might be to involve the management or the HR. Present your documented evidence and explain the impact the toxicity behavior is having on you and your is having you and others and team's morale. Management is there to ensure a productive and healthy work environment. So don't hesitate to use the resources available to you. Another thing is, it's easy to get distracted by a toxic coworker, but it's important to stay focused on your own work. Continue to strive for the excellency in your tasks and responsibilities. Let your work speak for itself and maintain your professional reputation. This is not only helps you to stay grounded, but also showcases your resiliency and dedication. Dealing with a toxic coworker can be draining. Make sure you are taking care of yourself outside of work. Engage in activities that helps you relax and distress. This could be anything from exercise, hobbies, spending time with the loved ones, or simply taking time for yourself. Your mental and emotional well being is just as important as your professional life. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. So, I don't know what you think about today's video. Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. Let's discuss. Bye bye.